Kerry George with CIBN TV, and today I'm sitting here with Caroline Troy from Troy Valuations. Caroline, can you tell me a little bit about your business, about what you do?
I'm a chartered business valuator. I value businesses. Our goal is to help shareholders reduce their risk in transactions. So anytime a company undergoes a transaction on a corporate level, there can be significant risks to wealth and wealth of the shareholders. So we want to help business owners reduce those kinds of risks. Valuing businesses is what we do.
Awesome. So what kind of situation would occur that someone's going to come and want to have their business valuated?
So the most common is a divorce, where a shareholder is in a divorce and they're looking to settle their divorce with their spouse. I'm often hired by the business owner, but I can be hired by the spouse, where the business is an asset, just like the house or the cars or the dog. However, the business has its own value and should be distributed equitably in a divorce settlement. So that's probably the biggest one. I'm often hired to value a business in terms of litigation, where the business has sustained some kind of financial damages and they want to understand the value that has been lost or changed as a result of the consequence of the action that led to it. The third would be where a business is sold to a related party. So let's say you wanted to sell your business to your sister or your son, then Canada Revenue Agency is going to look to ensure that the business was actually transacted at what they call fair market value. And unfortunately, if you can't prove that you sold your business to your son for fair market value, then CRA is going to value it on their terms, not on yours. So
Wow.
Yeah, so you want to hire me before to figure out whether or not the transaction price was actually done at a fair price. And if it wasn't, then we can start to strategize ways in which fair market value can be achieved.
Do you ever work with businesses that want to go public?
I do. Going public is a huge risk to wealth. You're inviting a number of shareholders into your business, and those shareholders will be interested to understand what it is that they're buying. But there is a difference between price and value. So value is done in a notional setting. It's like looking at something under a microscope, whereas price is an actual transaction. And when you take your company public, for sure, somebody else is going to set the price.
Wow.
You're right.
So when you're doing a business valuation, what are some of the components of that? Like what numbers are you looking at that determines what the cost or the value of a business is?
I look at, well, primarily out of the historical financial results. So I'm going to look at your financial statements. But I'm also going to dig a little deeper and understand your business, because your business is very unique. Each business is very unique. You can have a number of businesses that are in the same industry or in the same geographic region and the same industry, and they will have significantly different values. Some of it is related to size, some of it is related to market share and penetration, and some of it is related to the growth trajectory for the company. So we start at the historical financial results, and then we dig a little deeper to understand why that business is operating as it does.
What about systems and stuff like that? Does that increase the value of your business when you have things that are operating independently without having to redo them all the time?
Absolutely. So we look at benchmarking the company against others in its industry, and if a company has processes in place, then it tends to be just that more efficient. And if it's more efficient, then it's going to show up in the financial results. One of the reasons that, which I didn't mention earlier, is if you're going to sell your business, not take it public, but sell your business to somebody else, the purchaser really wants to make sure that that business can work without the owner.
Mhm.
And if the business operates just fine without the owner, that means that there are a number of processes and systems in place that compensate for the owner's absence.
Right.
And that gives it significant value.
Okay. I was just thinking of a situation that we encountered a few years ago where somebody was going to sell their business. And what would you think about the real estate coming in and doing a valuation rather than having a professional valuator?
It's a challenge. I don't know real estate. And so the value of real estate is really outside my scope. And if the business is composed, it has an asset that is real estate in it, then I will ask the opinion of a real estate agent for the value of that real estate.
Of the property itself.
Of the property itself. Some businesses have their entire value is wrapped up in their real estate, and in which case then the operating business doesn't have a lot of underlying value.
Right.
And the business owner will kind of know that, where if they own the real estate, it might not be that much more.
Right.
But in the same way, I wonder, there's things that are outside my scope that I know not to go into.
Right.
If you have specialized assets, then I will look for an asset appraiser to value those specific assets.
Right.
But if you want to value the business and the real estate is only a portion of the business, then you want a chartered business valuator to do so. It might be a little bit like going to your mechanic to get an opinion or to help the mechanic diagnose what's wrong with your broken arm.
Right.
You want to hire the professional that will do the profession's job within their scope.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time with me today and explaining a little bit more about what business valuation is and how you determine those numbers and what the situations are that might warrant having a business valuation done. We would encourage you that if you need to have a valuation done for your business, that you look up Caroline Troy from Troy Valuations.
Thanks, Kerry.